right. Well, here we are for our PM UX weekly check-in. It's been a month since our last one. So welcome back, Hayana. I see that you have the first item under general, dashboard updates.
Yeah, I was watching the recording, but I just wanted to, oh, you added a lot of items here. Just wanted to hear from you what was like the final decisions for the direction and how we're going to prioritize it. But if you can, yeah, vocalize some of these comments.
So in the Epic, we got together, Ori and I, and we decided that there's a couple of different approaches that we can take here. I think that the first MVC will be creating a space under analytics at the group level called CI/CD, and then aggregating the existing project metrics that are in the CI/CD analytics page to the group level. So it's pretty much copy pasting the exact same experience that we have at the project up to the group. I'm targeting 13.7 for that. So we'll be designing that in 13.6. My hope is that it's lightweight because it's really just taking the exact same object and moving it up to the group level. Longer term, we have aggregation of metrics in the back end. So we have one of those scheduled for releases and deployments. Mm-hmm. So that's scheduled in 13.6, I believe. And then creating widgets. So Orit is going to take 2 of the metrics and it will take the other 2 of the metrics, and we'll be landing them on that group CI/CD analytics page. And the hope is that by separating straight down the middle between metrics, we won't be stepping on each other's toes, and we can use widgets that exist today and then create pajama specs and instrument them later, just like we discussed with the CI/CD director dashboard.
Yeah, this is awesome because the closer we get with the analytics team, the easier it will get to do the UI and the front end. Because I know that Nick has been doing quite some work, right, for with the components and the whole analytics shebang for pajamas. So it's awesome that that was maybe one of our initial thoughts, right? Analytics group,
right?
CG. So it's good.
Yeah, my hope is to just be able to gain all the efficiency that the analytics team has been doing, and not diverge from that. So we're just going to continue to append. And then after we get it established at the group level, that will be the ultimate feature set. We will introduce the DORA 4 metrics at the project level, but it will only be metric tiles, and we'll show like shaded out trend graphs to be like, if you are interested in seeing the trend over time for your DORA 4, upgrade to ultimate. So we'll talk more about that experience like in 13.9, 14.0, something way out in the future. But priority is to get a space to at least land these DORA 4 metrics in the near future and then actually create the metrics.
And then what about validation? Do you already discuss anything related to solution validation and how are we going to,
So as far as what we learned from the CI/CD director dashboard and a lot of the research that I ended up doing out of that and why we haven't shipped an MVC for CI/CD director dashboard is because users aren't using all of the features of GitLab. So they didn't necessarily see value in having something separate from the value stream analytics. And they hit home. They wanted to see industry benchmarks, which would be DORA 4. So all of the validation that we did around the CI/CD director dashboard is actually coming to inform what we're doing with these metrics. And the idea is we just display a point in time current DORA 4 score for each of those 4 metrics, and then show the trend graphs, which will all be bar charts or line charts. And we have an example in the Epic that is an analytics mockup that plays very, very well whenever we put that in front of customers. So I'll find a link to that here and drop it in our agenda. Oops.
Awesome.
And but that's a good question. We're just taking all of the learnings that we had from nearly a year ago now, that we needed to have more comprehensive analytics, and we're finally rendering them.
Mhm. Oh, I see. This is the one that you were showing in the video
Mhm.
in the sync. Okay. Awesome. Exciting.
I know.
We've been
And
talking
then,
about this dashboard since, I don't know, forever.
well, because it's such a gap in our users' experience, but everybody's doing analytics in GitLab. So it
Yeah.
just feels foolish to continue to introduce new views without like really thinking through, what do we have today? What will be a natural, discoverable experience for them? And then, we can spit out metrics all day, but if it's not useful, then they're not going to use it. So yeah, really tricky. And then kickoff, yes, we can definitely record this Thursday. So I'll drop that on your calendar right now.
Okay. And I was looking the script and like, okay, you're talking about all the design things. So I feel like I have to add, I don't know, get some cards from my sleeve about these items. But I'll look into the new UX review because I didn't review it yet.
Yeah,
All the
because
items.
all of those features are like, we're delivering all the work that you designed.
Yeah.
So it can be that like sorting releases, you can talk about the breakout page that's in your needs UX epic, like how, this will be a temporary thing until we create separate pages or something like, like there's some of them are related to your future efforts.
You mean the splash page for
Yes.
releases? Okay. Gotcha.
So that might be one that you can bring up here.
Let me add here.
Let me pull up your epic.
Do you already talk about the dashboard here?
Have not. So that's
Maybe.
perfect opportunity, because this is all about visibility. And what's great is that the last bullet point that I talk about is, if I can find the script, the last bullet point I talk about is project metrics.
Yeah.
So that's perfect.
Yeah. Want me to go before or after?
Oh, you can go before and then be like, as a part of that effort, we will be delivering our first metric that we'll then design around. Yeah, that's perfect.
That's good. And then I kind of go to my next point. It's about the 3-year release vision. I think we mentioned this last kickoff, but I had my one-on-one with Dimitri today, and he also just came back from his PTO, I think yesterday. And we just wanted to align the next steps for the prototypes. And then I thought
next week we have a sync, don't we?
Is it next week?
It may be this week, but yes. So we have a placeholder for release 3-year mocks on October 14th.
Okay.
So
then in time. Yeah, I see. Yeah, because Dimitri was asking what's the priority, and I say last week. This is supposed to right for the first. So the flow A, it's reviewed. I can look at it again. Oh, sorry, flow B. I can look at it again and see what else can be polished there. But I think next steps would be make it clickable and kind of do this final presentation review with you and audit so that you can record the walkthrough, right?
yes,
Yeah,
that would be ideal. I mean, of course, we can kind of take what you have today and make screenshots and put it on a slide and animate it, like if Dimitri doesn't have bandwidth to flesh out the clickability of it. But in the best case, it's clickable. You're able to tell us how you're designing it. And then we being Ori and I can walk through these two flows.
No, but the clickable part is the easiest. So it's the clickable part is, I think it's already clickable because at least
yours is for sure. I'm not sure.
Yeah. And then if you, I have it open here, but if you look, let me share my screen quickly.
Yeah.
Wait, it's been a while.
Let me find my little share screen.
Yeah. This is the flow B, and I think the last big thing I did was adding the the release room books.
I
And I know
love
that
this view, Hannah. This is probably my favorite one. This gets me so pumped up. I'm like, I want to build it.
I love that.
I had a couple of comments here. I didn't review them yet, but I can just um, apply some of the feedback, which I think it's minor. And then we have Flow A, that it hasn't been updated since the last presentation that we had. Like
And Dimitri has some feedback from Worry to implement there, I think.
I think so. There's like a bunch of comments here, and then I separated, so the comments are separated. The flows here.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, after I can already make the flow be clickable, and then yeah, we can review before the call on Thursday.
perfect. That works for me.
So let me add an action item here. And to make it clickable, like this magic.
And then Hannah, on Thursday, do you just want to take like the first 15 minutes of our one-on-one to record the kickoff? Okay. And then we can, or I can set up a separate meeting, just asking your preference.
If you want to do it before Thursday, it's fine. I have a couple of personal appointments because my phone is dead, so I have to go to the Apple Store again.
Oh no.
Oh, I was just asking, we can use time out of our one-on-one to record it, or it could be a separate meeting. I'm good with the Thursday timeframe.
Yeah, that's fine. I think it's
Okay.
good. And Friday, we have Friday off, right?
Yes.
I just have a bunch of things in my calendar. Yeah.
It is a friends and family day.
Yeah, it's good. It gives me time to also go over things because I want to go over the needs UX items to see
And
what else is there.
I probably added like the next 3 milestones worth of design work there. So, and then
Yeah.
some of them are assigned to a milestone, but we can bump them out as you see fit. Others of them, I think, are like they have designs, but they just need refinement from you.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing now. Like upload artifacts. A lot of these things, just by looking at the titles, it feels like we have some decisions made related to the design in Think Big sessions, or we already discussed before. But I might need to just go over the prototyping phase again. But I'll go over these, and then before Thursday, we have something to discuss again. And anything from, I know that Juan pretty much didn't have to do a cover for anything, but is there anything from, I don't know, engineering from front end that you think I need to be looking into?
So the releases page, we had a dog fooding update, which was adding a distinction if something is SaaS only or self-managed only. It's just a little text appendment. And for me, like, since we're not building it into the feature, it's an enhancement to make it easier for sales to use. I don't think you really need to spend much time on it. For me, I felt like it's going to be usable. And as we start to think through the releases splash page, then sourcing that content from issues, that formatting may change anyways, because then we may require labels instead of that text pulling it in from the release post. So to me, it's something that we'll end up probably deprecating in the next 4 milestones or so as we build out more functionality to populate the release notes of the releases page. But that was the only one I could think of. All the other work, I think Jake hasn't created any MRs for front end review yet from the combo box perspective. So I think we're in good shape there.
Okay. And the first one you mentioned is the one that Nathan has been working on, right? That right now just adds a text after the title.
Exactly.
Okay, the issue. Okay, I've seen that somewhere in my emails.
I'm trying to find the issue right now because he just pinged back and said like, oh yeah, this is done. So I'll find it. And
I love Nathan's proactivity. He's like, here, I found some colors. What do you think? I'm like, just great, Nathan.
I know he's probably, I know we're not supposed to have favorites, but he's so good. I'm really appreciative of him.
Awesome. This one? No. Allow releases to be associated to labels? No.
Nope, I am finding it. It's right here. I found it. There you go.
That's why you should never delete your emails, because if you need something, you go to your
Got to
inbox.
search it. Yeah. And then I think actually it's probably populated on the releases page now because it's on .com. So let me see if I can find an example. Yeah, see, I'll share my screen. This is what it looks like. Can you see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see
Self-managed only, yeah.
right here? That's all. That's what it looks like.
It's fine. This page will really need a facelift at some point. I'm glad we're doing the
new splash page. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's so, I mean, when you look at the pajamas release notes, fine, but then GitLab, it's just so painful to see the infinite scroll pretty much.
And it will get worse before it gets better because we're wanting to like add issue descriptions and so the expectations from the release post process have kind of, we have to break some old habits of finding data and information, you know, because people, when they go to consumer release notes right now, they're going to click into that particular feature and like see what that feature is about. If we provide them with a bunch of text, they're not going to read through it. So we need to be mindful.
Exactly. I'm really looking forward to this one because it's going to be, I think the splash page is going to be a good opportunity to be creative and then just think outside the box a little bit. Because right now, and the initial version was really a ripoff of what GitHub has for the release page. And that's it. That's pretty much everything. So I think it'll be a nice exercise for us to play around with the big vision, I think. And then we can break it down into like what we do normally, the smaller steps. Okay. Did we have any category updates, Jackie, while I was away, or anything else that I need to stay on top of?
No, I did do direction updates in September, but most of it was what's next. And I did ping you on, like I did CC you on them. So you'll probably have them in your to-dos just for review, but October will be coming up. And then of course I'll have you be my reviewer of those before I merge them. I just merged the September ones because you weren't here. I like to have you give me input before I merge, but timing just didn't shake out that way.
That's good. And I know it's a bit, maybe it's too soon, but I know that you all have Thanksgiving. When is that? In November or October? When
November, look at you.
November, yes. Canadian one is in October though, so you weren't too far off.
So Nathan will be off for both, I bet. So November, I'll be taking some time off that week of Thanksgiving.
Like the 26th, so the week of the 23rd.
Yeah.
It's always the last Thursday of the month, or the fourth Thursday of the month, right?
Yeah. And I think, is it the 29th? Seems late. Maybe it's the 22nd.
Of November, right?
Yes.
I think you're looking in a different month or a different year because I've got the 26th as a Thursday, the last Thursday of November 2020.
I was definitely looking in Thanksgiving 2021.
Well, it's nice to dream.
So I will be taking time off from the 23rd, probably to the 27th. But
it's a whole week, right?
Yeah, but or just intermittently in between there. You know how I do vacations, like half of the morning and then get online.
I'm asking also because I have interest in knowing when people are not going to be in the office, so I can so I can plan my things and do some focus work. But I had this conversation, I think, with Dimitri just now about holidays, and they say, "Oh yeah, we have Thanksgiving coming in," so everything gets so quiet.
I mean, we're doing a bug milestone in December to January because I'm pretty sure like everyone will be taking time off. And as a result, I don't want to give people space and opportunity to think and innovate and not feel
December is really like, yeah, it's a placeholder month.
It's time to refresh.
That's cool.
Awesome.
I might be taking some time off. December, my birthday's in December, so I might take time off this year.
I didn't know that. We need to get we need to put our birthdays on the release management team calendar because I'm a big, send cute little things for birthdays. So
Let's do that. I'm gonna add mine.
okay, I'll add mine too.
Love it.
Okay, awesome. Anything else?
Not from my side. I'm just I'm going over my emails chronological order or not. I think
Reverse chronological.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'll get to the as I say, to the Niti Wax before Thursday, so we can have a better conversation there. And you say that you stack ranked, right?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah. And anything that's scheduled to a milestone that's on the bottom, I'm already setting up in my head that we can bump it out, and it's, no risk. Like if it's in 13.8, we feel like you're not going to get to it by then we can of course bump it.
Okay, cool.
Okay, perfect.
Awesome.